The laughter hit me before I even stepped inside. It wasn't ordinary laughter, it had teeth. I stood at the threshold, the gift box sweating in my palm, the sound of clinking glasses and polished metals filling the air. Her naval promotion party. My wife's night. Her dream. I pushed open the door. Confetti, champagne. And there, her captain. On one knee, a diamond in his hand, eyes locked on my wife. "Will you leave your weak 1 minute in bed husband and marry me?" The room erupted. I saw her cover her mouth, then smile. Not in shock, not in guilt, but in relief. "Yes," she whispered. Applause, laughter, a few whispers, pity maybe, but not for me. I stood in the doorway, invisible, gift still in hand. For a moment I thought the air would shatter, but instead it went still. I turned, walked out. No anger, no words, just calculation. By the time she kissed her new captain under the party lights, I was already canceling the payments, the party, the trip, the funding for her department. Then I called my broker and quietly withdrew $557 million worth of military equipment. Within minutes, my phone began to bleed light. 156 missed calls. It buzzed again. My daughter-in-law's voice cut through the noise. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." I smiled. "Enjoy," I said. Hours later, when she saw the photos, my villa, my glass walls overlooking Switzerland, my phone rang 71 more times. I didn't answer. The truth doesn't always explode. Sometimes it drips, quiet, poisonous. It began months before that night. A shift in tone, a new perfume that didn't belong to her. Her phone, always flipped face down. When I asked how training was, she smiled too fast. When I touched her, she froze too slow. Then came the absences. Overnight duties, she said. But I knew her schedule better than she thought. She forgot who built it. One evening, I noticed a message flash across her screen. "Still thinking about last night? Your husband must never find out. See." I didn't react, didn't speak, just nodded when she asked if I wanted tea. Inside, I was already dissecting everything, her tone, her eyes, her breath. I memorized every lie as if it were part of a military drill. Love doesn't die suddenly. It bleeds out, slow, precise, until you can't even tell where the wound began. I started quietly. Phone logs, GPS data, her naval base access records. Each file was a confession. She visited the captain's quarters 12 times in 3 weeks. Each time I transferred money into her account. The irony of funding my own humiliation wasn't lost on me. I sent a message to an old friend in logistics. Run a private audit on her communications. I want every message she's deleted. He didn't ask why, just replied, "Understood." Days passed. She laughed louder at dinner, called me darling again, as if guilt was perfume she could wear to hide the stench. But I didn't flinch, didn't accuse. I just watched her, a scientist observing a subject slowly poisoning herself. At night, I'd lie beside her and think, she believes she's in control. She believes I don't see. But I've already won. The report came in a sealed envelope, top confidential. I opened it with surgical calm. Every detail, every text, every call, every time she whispered, "I can't wait to be free of him." She'd written to her captain, "He's useful for now. Once I'm promoted, I'll be done pretending." I read it 3 times, not because I didn't believe it, but because I wanted to feel nothing when I did. That night I placed the report on her desk. No words. She came home late, saw the file, her face cracked. "What is this?" I didn't answer, just looked at her, steady, cold, silent. Her lips trembled. "You went through my private—" "No," I said quietly. "I went through mine." Her hand shook, her voice broke, but I was already gone inside. The next morning I made the calls, to the defense contractors, to the foundation board, to the charity she managed in my name. Every account frozen, every payment retracted. By noon, the party was canceled. By sunset, the captain's funding was suspended pending investigation. Their careers, tied to the same rope, began to strangle them. She called me 57 times, then 63, then nothing. I didn't block her. I just let her voice rot in the voicemail box. 2 days later, a message. "You ruined us." I stared at the screen, typed one line. "No, you built the ruin. I just turned on the lights." Then I booked the flight. Zurich, my villa overlooking Lake Geneva. The view was quiet, pure, uncontaminated. I never returned to the house we shared, didn't touch her clothes, didn't read her letters. Some people call it revenge. It isn't. It's restoration. When you remove a parasite, the body doesn't mourn. It recovers. The news broke weeks later. Her captain demoted. Her promotion revoked. Her name whispered in corridors like a warning. She tried to call again. I watched the phone light up. Once, twice, 71 times. Then it stopped. I stood by the window. The lake was still. My reflection, calm. For the first time, I understood silence. Not the kind that hides pain, the kind that ends it. I raised a glass to the night. "To loyalty," I whispered, and for the first time in years, I felt nothing.